Huh? Dude.
What, B?
Why is there an Autobot riding a Decepticon?
Because they can.
But that's so wrong. The Decepticon looks like a GoBot.
We are back. Oh yeah, I am back. With some Hunt for the Decepticon Transformer kibble. Brought to you by Hasbro. Anyway. We have got two here. We have got Reverb and Backfire. So let's start out the day. The Kawasaki racing bike himself, Reverb. Now, for you 80s kids out there, you will recognize this paint scheme. This was once a GoBot named Dart. Look it up if you don't believe me. Don't have him yet. I get Dart, I'll do a size comparison and a whole transformation comparison. One day. Anyhow, here he is. Once you get a good look at him. He's got some sick detail. It really does. Kind of wish that the actual engine parts here were a different color. But they remedied that on the other one. It's kind of nice to see he's got this nice maroon seat. And kind of a different color for the headlights. Rolls very well. The detail on the brakes, pretty good detail. Really does look like disc brakes. Let's get a good look at all the parts. Very, very, very well detailed little cycle. It's not bad. I like it. Now there is a couple complaints I've got. The only complaints I really have is when it comes to tabbing this guy together, it doesn't really like to tab together very well. I sometimes find myself have to push fairly hard on it to get him to tab together real well. But once you do, he makes a really, really nice looking bike. Very nice aesthetic. To transform this guy, he's not too bad. It's kind of a lot of small, intricate stuff that you have to do, but just bear with me and we'll get through it. Anyhow, first thing you do, I'm going to split this back tire. Split the back tire. Then we will split up this back portion here where the exhaust is sticking out. There we go. I have been known to pop bits off this guy because some of the tabbing is fairly tight. Sometimes it doesn't like to release right. Anyway, got all that untabbed. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this entire portion here on the bottom and you're going to kind of pull it out. It's kind of just all stuck in there. It does tab in here, but they don't really tab very well in there. At least on my other one it doesn't. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's kind of finicky on what it wants to do, but it's not a bad little bike. Pull these out. And then down. Hey, look. Grr, cycle. Why not? Anyway. Little feet here, they actually will come out. Not very hard. This little heel spur. Then you'll move his feet up. Sometimes if it's a little loose, like I've said, use a little fingernail polish in there on some of the grooves. Some of them that aren't pinned. This actually has a pin through it, but if it's a ball joint, tightens them up real well. But anyway. You got his legs dangling. Just kind of leave these side skirts where they're at currently. We'll move them around here in a few minutes. I'm going to take this whole section here and you're going to move these back, just like this. Kind of like you're splitting the entire bike in half, just like so. Then you're going to take this tab and push it into that hole, just like that. Turn them over. These portions here will actually untab. They actually do tab together, so they do move. And then work on separating the windscreen. Yes, that popped off again. Happens a lot with this particular one that I've got. On my other one, it doesn't really. On Backfire, it doesn't really happen that much. But anyway, this thing here will actually lay back because it's on a. It's got kind of a little pivoting portion there. You move these all the way down into the front and close them around the fuel tank that's on the front of the bike on both sides. These bits here will actually tab in. There's a tab there, that, and then move his arm down and around. Same on the other side. I can get this to work. Yep. Now these bits here, you can kind of leave them up, bring them down, however you want to do it. Because they're on ball joints, so you can move these around quite a bit. Put them in any kind of pose you want. As for these will come off. They're just on a little post. They do pop off fairly easy, so if they're just in the way, you can take them off, but I try not to do that. What I try to do is position them more like that. Kind of have them hug around his foot, but not like his entire foot, almost like it's armor. But there we go. There's Reverb in robot mode. He does have like a laser cannon for one arm. Kind of a molded arm, no real fist. He doesn't have any light piping, but he does have a really, really wicked, cool looking head. I do like this guy. I don't think they did a bad job with the hiding the gray stuff throughout the whole entire bike, so that way it doesn't look like just some random other color just thrown in there. It's kind of nice that they did that, so it really kind of unfolds out of the bike. It's a very, very well put together toy. The only problem is maybe a couple bits that pop off, but it's gonna happen. I mean, they're ball joints nowadays. They're not pinned in like they used to be years ago. But for the most part, he is not that bad. He's actually one of my favorite on my shelf. I actually really do dig this guy. I also like the idea he is a throwback of a GoBot. So, and the posing on this guy is unbelievable. He's got really, really good range of motion almost in every joint. His foot's even got a lot of pivoting, and just with the heel spur and the way this closes up and such, you can do a lot of stuff with these guys. It's pretty cool. Ball joint here on the arm. His head's on a ball joint, so it rotates around and does anything you want to do with it. Mine's fairly stiff because I don't really move the heads around much on these because I don't want to risk popping them off, but not too bad. But there you go. And there's Reverb. Moving on to his nemesis, Backfire. Here's Backfire. He is the same identical bike, same transformation. As you can see, part of it's kind of cocked out. It's just because it's difficult to get this to line up sometimes in here. The two legs supposed to pin together, but at times it doesn't want to. There we go. Sort of. It's like I said, the only thing I have problems with is the condensing of everything that it's supposed to pin together, and it just doesn't want to sometimes. But they're not too bad. They're pretty nice little bikes. Anyhow, let's get a good look at the detail on this guy. It's got really, really good detail. I actually like the paint it did on this one. It's nice that they actually painted this and this here the same color, so that way it kind of blends and almost forms more of an engine look. I like the idea that they painted this bit. They should have painted on reverb, but they didn't. But can't really complain. It's a racing bike, so you can kind of get away with that. I like the idea that they put silver here for these. Would have been nice if these were like a translucent, but I can see where they're going with it and why it's kind of hard to do that, because it is a chest piece. Anyhow, same transformation as the other guy. I just can't see doing these two separate because of the same figure, honestly. There's really no difference. Even the head sculpts are the same. Just the paint job is what throws the two off. Which is kind of nice that there is a different paint job on both. I hate it whenever they just take something and they literally don't really put any effort into it. These, they actually put quite a bit of effort into the transformation and a lot of the, just the way they designed these, I really do like. I'm not big on the ones that do turn into motorcycles because they're always out of scale with everything else. But I don't think these two are that bad. It's pretty nice. They do scale well with your movie verse stuff. They work really, really well with that. It's one big thing I do like, is the idea that they do scale well with that line. But obviously with like G1 or something like that, they're gonna totally be off. But they're bike formers, so you gotta kind of forgive them for that. Anyhow, get him here in his final little pose. There he is. I actually dig the colors on this guy. The colors go really, really well. His little head sculpt. Nice little Autobot emblem right there. Which I knew was lacking on this one. This one here doesn't have a Decepticon emblem. They should have put one right above the gas tank, but they didn't. But he's got them on his fenders, so. But, there you go. There's Hunt for Decepticons, Reverb and Backfire. Size comparison. Peekaboo. Peekaboo's a little taller, but they're not too bad. Really, really, really well built little bikes. I do recommend you look for these guys. There's actually two other repaints. I don't have those two yet, but I am going to be getting them. When I get those, I'll do a double review on those, and then I'll probably bring out all four to show you the group together. But they're really, really neat little bike formers. I like the idea that the back wheel splits in half and the other one just kind of lays on the back. It is kind of different compared to what they've done with RC recently, which are, you know, they're trying to move her wheels into her legs and such, and I kind of wish they could have done something else with that front wheel, like maybe tuck it into her chest or something. Would have been better, but I forgive them for what they're trying to do. But anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another infomercial or review or whatever you want to call it. Please like and subscribe and share and anything else you want to do. And also, you guys take it easy out there and have fun. And thank you to all my subscribers. I cannot say that enough. I've been working really hard to try to make sure that you guys get quality stuff out of me. So if you guys have any suggestions or any questions or anything like that, put them down below, because I'm paying attention. Anyhow, this has been me, signing off. Peace out.